What is going on, everybody? We're back once again with another edition of Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast. I'm your host today, Clark Taylor. Unfortunately, Dryzzy is under the weather, so we will not have Dryzzy, but we will have the rest of the usual crew, on hand tonight. We've got the Tuesday Night Delight himself in the building, all the way from the DMV. How are you doing, my friend? Shad, get them twos up.
Yes, sir. What Drizzy say? Good afternoon, morning, evening. It's the man you should
Should
believe in.
believe in.
Nah, get well to our brother Drizzy, man. That's this time of the year is always rough for people, man. The sniffles come through. You don't know what you have, but get well. We gonna hold the fort down for him, man. I'm ready to talk NXT. We had an incredible show on Sunday reviewing the Vengeance Day. If y'all haven't watched that, there's something severely wrong with you. And you should just go
Yeah,
ahead and watch it. So there isn't anything severely wrong with you.
I couldn't agree more. And speaking of things that are severely wrong, I gotta admit, I had avoided the Instagram curse as far as live streaming this
Okay.
entire time. Maybe there's something to it because I got the same. You can't go live.
Ah,
I got denied. I got matumboed. I was at the rim. I was ready to finger roll. I was ready to
we
go.
YouTubing it today then.
But it's all YouTube. So thank you everybody that's tuning in on YouTube. Twitch and X both also available, but Instagram we will not be live streaming this one. Unfortunately, I finally got on that one. Also, an important thing before we start the show, Shad.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Bobby Petito is picking Kiana James and Izzy Dame fan club. He's representing, right?
You like him tall.
He's also happy to be watching the NXT post show
Let's
on his birthday.
go.
Which, most importantly, we gotta wish Bobby a happy
Yo,
birthday
happy birthday to
to you.
you.
Be careful, Bobby. We might be singing as we go
I
off
can't
the
go through
air,
the whole.
man.
I
Happy
can't go
birthday,
through the
my
whole song.
friend.
Hey,
Happy
B squared.
23rd. We
B
saw the
squared. Salute to you, brother,
we
man.
saw the post. Monster shout out, Bobby
What
Petito.
what
Happy
what
birthday,
he
man.
said he on his Jordan year 23.
Jordan year, the best year.
Golly, bro, you
You
young
know
as
me,
hell, my guy.
Chicago, jump shot. Oh, right up the I
oh
mean,
oh
just ooh,
oh! I wish I was still 23, bro. My
nothing but
bones
net.
was.
Me too, my friend Bobby. Monster shout out. Seriously though, let's talk about we had
Oh,
Vengeance
hold up,
Day.
but one more thing, Anthony
Ooh,
Mazzano. Let's see,
yo,
he
wait.
got a. Hey, congratulations, bro.
Oh, dude, Manzono is gonna be an uncle, dude. Shout out,
Congratulations,
man.
bro.
That's huge.
That's fire,
Congrats,
bro.
man.
I don't have kids myself. I'm a proud uncle, bro. Being an uncle is one of the coolest things in the world.
It's the
So
best.
congratulations to your sister or brother, whoever is having the child. Um, and yeah, man, enjoy that.
And make sure you be the cool uncle.
Yeah,
As a fellow uncle, it's a great role to play. You get them the gifts you maybe shouldn't. They're a little
un,
too young for.
don't be
Everybody needs a fun influence.
don't be uncool. Be an uncool.
You gotta be the cool uncle. Oh, how about Bobby's got the chocolate cake for his B day? Shout out, Bobby. Absolutely,
Fire.
as you
Good
should.
choice. Good choice.
I'm a weirdo, man. I'm a banana cake guy personally. Every year for my birthday, I always get banana cake. And
I like ice cream cake.
as kind of a bigger dude, I don't even dig chocolate cake personally. It's funny. Like I'm a weirdo that turns it down, but
Hey
anybody that
yo,
loves it,
my boy. Yo, one more comment before we start. My man know we
absolutely.
was not on IG. He hopped on
Coach
the YouTube.
23 hops on YouTube. Coach 23, thank you for tuning in as
Yo,
always,
that's
man.
love, bro. Salute to Coach 23. That's respect, man.
Oh,
Thank you, brother.
Manzano also missed the intro, man. Yeah, Jersey's down with the flu. He's got the flu, man.
Yeah, we couldn't get flu game jersey, unfortunately,
We
but it's all
couldn't,
good.
and and he was gonna work through it. By the way, I think he'd have put up triple double, maybe
He would have definitely done his
40 and
numbers.
10. I
He would
think
have
he
done
had
his
it in
numbers for
him
sure.
100%. Driz, but nah, man, he's not feeling well, and obviously we wish Driz the best. He'll be back shortly, man. He's the best. Not
Yeah, he'll be
back
back. Don't worry.
soon. Yeah, Driz is the man as always. Let's talk about NXT though. Let's get into NXT, my friends.
NXT,
Let's talk about
NXT.
it. What a fun show tonight. Following the PLE, I
Mm,
still can't do PLE. It's pay per view for me.
ple,
I can't.
plea to please.
It's just it's funky. I don't get it. But we had Carmelo Hayes
Mm.
finally splain. He splained himself in the promo. I was begging Shad when we were literally off the air, not the not on the show, off the air.
Yep.
I was begging, show the footage. Show show the tape.
Nah, he was about to tell me
Show
that
him.
this was a 0-star rating segment because he ain't get the tape.
I wanted the tape. I wanted to see him. I wanted to see him attack him, but he finally admitted it. It was Mellow all along.
Mm,
Shad. Shad.
yes, sir.
Trick Mellow. Main event. Where, if not Mania weekend?
Don't even say where if not. That is a Mania weekend main event. Those guys deserve to have the final chapter, the cherry on top of what's been consistently a very good long term storytelling feud between both of these guys. And that goes from the beginning of them coming up with each other on NXT, the Trick Mellow gang becoming a dynamic duo, and seeing the you know, build of what was a guy who was mostly a lackey to people, a sidekick, like Carmelo Hayes said today, uh, developing and becoming a triumphant top babyface on NXT. It's one of the more genuinely great organic stories we've gotten to see on NXT, and that needs to end off at Stand and Deliver Mania weekend. That is a match where, man, we saw Trick Williams this past weekend do so well. His best in ring match. And I already told y'all what I thought about it. Match of the year thus far. He is a storyteller in ring. He knows how to give you emotions, and that's the one thing that I've just loved about the evolution of Trick Williams, that he's developed into a completely different character. He's not the jokey joke guy no more. He's a genuine great professional wrestling character that you have empathy for. Today you saw that. You saw the signs. We talked about we want Cody yesterday. We got justice for Trick today, man.
We
And
did.
Carmelo Hayes, bro, the heat he got in there, the booze, just the negative, the reaction, the aura that he came in, man, with just master heel work and cutting a strong promo, man, telling why he did what he had to do. Proving us that he was the mastermind and madman that had to go through all of this. And most importantly, letting Trick Williams know in his mind that he's always going to be beneath him, man. And it's great, man. I'm glad that we are finally at this point of the storyline. I think they did a phenomenal job with the breakup on Sunday night, and following it back with a fiery promo from Hayes tonight. Man, we cooking, my dude. We were definitely cooking.
We, sincerely, like I couldn't agree more. I mean, this is what we needed, and it's awesome. We got another comment from Coach 23 that I wanted to pull up here. Fun fact: Mello had the similar leather jacket as
hmm
HBK during the barbershop incident when he turned on Trick, and I think he's talking about at Vengeance
At
Day
Vengeance Day, he had the same
in the
type of
leather
jacket. Yeah.
jacket. It is very similar because tonight, speaking of that outfit in the tactical gear, almost the way it looked. was a completely different Mello than we've seen.
Yeah.
And that's where I was in a spot where the only thing that I wanted to see was that footage. That was the only stone left unturned. And I don't think that means that we won't see it yet. We've got even more comments and fun ones. First, for sure, Anthony Manzano added it was his older brother that's having the child. You're gonna be an awesome Uncle Manzano. Monster
Shout
shout
out.
out. He also said, Clark, I agree with you that Oba is probably going to be the only guy in NXT history besides Keith Lee, if you remember correctly,
When he had both of them
to hold both the NXT North American title and the NXT
same
World
time.
Championship simultaneously and have an undefeated streak. So, yes, obviously Keith Lee didn't have the undefeated streak. So that would
He
qualify.
needs to go on a Oscar winning streak. When Oscar went with like a whole year without losing.
I mean, I don't care who you compare the winning streak to record wise. Oscar, Goldberg, the 72 Dolphins, the 96 Bulls. It really doesn't matter to me
Just not the
who
'07
you compare
Patriots.
it to. I just think he needs to run through every single person that's put in front of Obafemi between now and when we decide it's finally time that someone deserves to defeat Obafemi.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him lose. Period.
You know what? And obviously we're going off topic for a second, but I totally agree with you. I think WWE does an excellent job on displaying super powerful, strong, like heavy wrestlers like that. And he is in that same mold of guys we've seen from the past, man. If not transcending that mold, right? Like
Oh,
the dude's like he's like a legitimate like I wish the Eagles had him on the D line right now.
you thought
Like,
Goldberg was nasty. You thought Umaga was nasty.
oh,
You
he's
thought
like
Brock Lesnar was nasty. Like, wait till you
he's
watch Obafemi.
he's bigger than all of them. Like he's bigger than Brock, he's bigger than Goldberg, he's bigger than Umaga. Like the dude is like
And
6'5".
equally agile. It's scary.
Yeah, he's an athletic dynamo, bro. Like that's a guy who's definitely man, the future's really bright for him. Hopefully nothing, no injuries, nothing bad happens within it. Like if he can stay on this pipeline that he's in, the future is super bright, and WWE has got their next gem in the like for a minute. Like
Yeah, man. I
24 years
mean,
old, he gonna be dominant for like almost 20 years.
he moves like a cruiserweight. He slugs like a heavyweight, and he looks like he's chiseled out of stone. I don't know how much
Yeah.
more you can ask for when it
You know
comes to
what?
that.
I like 20 Coach 23. That is a lot of people there in the DNA pool.
Good.
But I think he does remind me a bit of like a Batista and Lashley hybrid.
Yeah. Oh, except for that, I don't know that Batista and Lashley can get their legs above their head
That's true.
the way that Obafemi can. I mean, to me, Oba's on a different planet. He moves like a smaller person, right?
Yeah.
He's his athleticism is like a welterweight, eh, it, as far as speed and power combined. But he's also that big,
Yeah.
and I mean, you can't make that. He's a creative player in a video game
Now he is. He
in
is.
real life.
All the XP points got you you spending all the VC points, I mean, and you boosting that man rating up. But now you definitely not wrong. But yeah, I mean, but so back to the my bad.
Yes,
Y'all got us moving topics for a
we
second.
got two more comments that are actually funny. Clark knows the Ugandan giant. He does. He does. He does. It's true. And then you add in, even if he doesn't. Oh, Coach 23 added, even if he doesn't beat me up, I'll just give him my lunch money for the whole
Yeah,
month.
I just cash
Same.
apped him my lunch money for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So hopefully he eats well. I mean, you gonna need to give him a lot of money. He probably his protein level probably like crazy.
I'll
Probably
tell
eat
you
like
what,
two like whole chickens and
lunch
10
money
ounces of steak.
wise, unless it's calzone day, in which case I'm just avoiding Obafemi all day. That lunch money is his.
Yeah,
Calzone day when I was a kid was a big deal. That was huge.
for sure.
We had really good calzones at the elementary school I went to. That's neither here nor there. I mean, they were good. I'm just saying, like,
Oh my,
dude, that's one of those things you can't even replicate. They were really good calzones.
nah, I like calzones for sure.
How can you? Who can hate calzones, right, Sean?
Nobody can.
Okay. Speaking of things we have to talk about, we got Lexus King. We've got the remnants of Chase U or Chase U's back, or I don't know. I'm not really
Hmm.
sure, but we got Riley Osborne, Lexus King in a match. Lexus King goes over. We're talking about Brian Pillman Jr. here. Let's be
Yeah.
honest with ourselves. We know that. I'm not even trying to throw that on him because I'm really rooting for Lexus King. But is this not just he did Brian Pillman's second haircut and he's in NXT and like is that not what we're seeing? I don't know. Is there? Can you give me some positivity out of this show?
The entrance is still cool. That chair that slides is still cool, man. I will tell you that. Um, I don't know, man. It hasn't connected yet. Um, Maybe I'm feeling that I need more uh something to connect with tied to him playing off of his lineage or tied to his dad, or maybe he just needs to completely drop that and try to figure who Lexus King is as a character. I think the middle ground of trying to do that and the other, it just is not sticking. Tied to, he doesn't have a lot of charisma to be on a show like NXT. These segments with, that are very, I'll be honest with you, sitcomish, very Disney Channel esque storylines, kind of cheeky, fun, creating more character work to it. It doesn't come natural. He's not naturally charismatic. He just is trying to play this, you know, D bag type of character in the back. Like, it's just not clicking, man. I don't know. Like, he doesn't give you dominant victories when he has matches. Um, he's not that much of a heel for me to care if he wins or loses. He's just kind of stuck in a weird gray area where I think he's just gonna have to continuously go through the notions on NXT and gradually try to find himself. And I think that's the key thing. I think he needs to find himself and he needs to find that character within. Because I don't know if this Lexus King guy is natural to who he is. I think there's a sense of empathy for him that we all have watched, and knowing his story, you can tie that and tie it into naturally who you are. You don't have to play off of what your dad did all the time. It's just he's trying to pull two strings and it's not working for me. In regards to Riley Osborne, he's a good worker. I don't know his character that much either. I just know he has the Chase U shirt and he does a lot of cool high flying stuff, and that him and Thea Hill have a date next week. But
There you
I don't,
go.
I don't know what his. He's another person, but I'll cut him more slack because he's still new to it, and I think he can grow into his role. But
I gotta say, Sean, you know what I see a little in Riley Osborne is a
what
guy
up?
with a lot of talent and not very much direction. I see a lot of 3 years ago, Daniel Garcia, a guy that in 6 to 8 months,
Hmm.
if given the opportunity and the chance to show his personality, we might have a different opinion.
You know what though, Clark? I am in the very, very unpopular side of that. I don't think Daniel Garcia's character work prior to him doing the
No,
dancing stuff was ever an issue. I think Daniel
no.
Garcia being a stone cold killer in the ring and just doing what he needs to do was perfectly fine. And he works. And then
I
this
respect
is
that.
here's the other thing too, and it is apples to oranges.
It is.
WWE, AW, how they present, how they do stuff is a lot different. AW, they love those fans love going there to watch in ring wrestling. you gonna win fans over just putting a banger match, and it's solid to that. WWE, these fans like these moments, these this charismatic characters, stuff like that. You got to kind of build a character to it. So I, I I I get the parallel that you're saying, and I can see him have that
Yeah.
type of development. We'll just have to wait and see.
Okay.
Hopefully, his
So
date goes good too.
we got awesome comments too here from Coach 23 to classic ones here, which are first, let's start with just don't do the Dana Garcia dance. I respect that. I deserve that. I didn't do it very well. It wasn't a very good dance when I tried to do it. He mentioned that he's trying hard to be a heel
Hmm.
in this match. I couldn't agree more. He also mentioned that the run, and I believe this comment was about Lexis King,
Lexus King, this is a good comment right here.
feels similar to the Elias run from NXT
Black
Black and
and
Gold.
gold.
I couldn't agree more. It's like we got there, and what do we do from here?
And Elias took off when he got to the main roster.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
So it might be a case like that. I don't think he's ready for the main roster, personally.
Here's another kicker
But
that I
who
agree
knows?
with though that he added, which was he needs to do something nasty in order to connect with the fans.
Yeah. If he's
Now
a
we're talking.
Yeah, if he's a heel, you gotta like really tap into that heel character. He's just being like I can't curse, so I'm not gonna say what he's being, but
Don't.
he's being that.
He's being that. Yeah, exactly. Bobby added, do you guys think he needs to wrestle on NXT level up or main event? Not necessarily. I don't think it's an in ring work
Nah,
issue
he's
for
solid.
Lexis King.
He's solid in the ring.
I think he
I don't
needs
think
to
that's the
make a
issue.
I think he needs to make a stronger impact outside of the ring, and he's
Yeah.
made an attempt to do so that hasn't quite landed in the way that we would hope. Right? That's where I would go. I think he needs to just make a bigger splash and really, for lack of a better term, for storytelling's sake, bother somebody. Like really bug somebody. You know what I mean? If that's the route that he's going with this character, really get under someone's skin to the extent that maybe even they have to call him out. And Joe Gacy's doing some similar psychological type storytelling. So
That might need to be the feud.
that would be interesting.
That could be an interesting feud. I think
Gacy and Lexis King would be fascinating in my
maybe
eyes.
Gacy can get something out of him.
I think we might see something different character wise. Maybe even talk him into something crazy,
Maybe they
right?
can be a may yeah, maybe they can align together as some. Who knows? You never know.
We might have the loosest cannon since the 90s.
Yeah.
We've also got a comment here from who is definitely not Tony Khan. I have an important announcement to make. Vince McMahon is all elite. And then he added, we want Cody. That's delightful, but we will
What's up?
save that for
What up?
another
What
time.
up, TK?
Thank you, Tony. Fake Tony Khan in the comments.
Tony Khan. CON.
Tony Khan, CON. Well played.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Though we had Lola Vice, we had Roxanne Perez. Dude,
Great match.
Roxanne is so dang good. Lola
Hmm.
Vice, talk about someone who has moved up from viral Bellator sensation to
Bro, bro, let me say this. I think she has had her best two showings these last two matches. I think her in that women's title match, um, her cashing in and just working with Lyra and Roxanne looked very good. They are so good at displaying her strong suits, man. And it was the same thing tonight. I think Roxanne is her dance partner, bro. Like I know she likes to do her dances, but I think she found the person she can tango with because I think she is able to make Lola display her strong suits as an in-ring competitor. And Roxanne being a smaller frame, being feisty and being able to try to be on the attack, but also fighting from underneath. I think it really worked. But we got to talk about what today is, Clark. It is Tatum Tuesdays.
Tatum.
Tatum Paxley displaying week by week by week by week why she is the best character on NXT. She was so kind, bro. This is the most empathetic person you can ever meet in the entire world. Lola Vice forgot the contract that she left last Sunday in Clarksville. She retrieved it.
My
It was
town in Tennessee.
Yeah, she retrieved it and was going to hand it to her today. She was like, Lola, you forgot something. Unfortunately, Lola, her mind was not in the right place where she got upset and flustered with her. And that is the reason why she lost to Roxanne Perez today. It's not because Tatum Paxley distracted her, it's because Lola Vice did not appreciate the kind deed that Tatum Paxley was trying to do for her. And she got flustered and she was being selfish, and it bit her, and Roxanne Perez won that match due to it. I hope Lola Vice goes to the locker room after this match and gives Tatum Paxley a high five and say, "Hey, I'm sorry. Continue plucking feathers from Lyra Valkyrie's ring gear."
I I hear you on that 100,000%. But I do also have to add, you can call it a Canadian destroyer. You can call it a Panama sunrise. You can call it whatever you would like to call the move. But her version of the combo styles clash and the destroyer that she calls the pop rocks. And you're talking to a kid who in middle school was told, if you mix soda and pop rocks, your stomach will explode. And I said, watch this. The pop rocks is one of my favorite finishing moves in all of wrestling. It was delivered excellently. Roxanne has the total package when it comes to that. There are so many awesome comments here too about this segment.
Yeah.
But I think Roxanne, we're talking about Lyra Valkyria challengers. Roxanne can stand up to anybody. I
Oh.
think she is the Brian Danielson, the Daniel
Mm,
Bryan of the women's division for the future. The
yeah.
plug and play wherever you want it. Because bell to bell, she can work. Character wise, she can work. She can work with anybody on either side. It doesn't matter.
There's not a bell to bell better women's wrestler on NXT, and she's up there on the entire WWE main roster for women's in ring wrestlers. Roxanne has been really good at wrestling since she was
Unbelievable.
young, bro. Like I look, I caught wind of Roxy when she was in ROH, and I remember her
Yep.
and Deanna Perrazzo had a phenomenal ROH women's title match before Roxanne was gonna go to NXT and all that, and she relinquished her title to Deanna. Those two women are great in-ring wrestlers, and they had a phenomenal technical match. Roxy is really good at this, man. Like, and especially being as young as she has a nuance that's gonna be important to this WWE Women's Division for a while. They got an
100%.
absolute gem in her on their roster, and man, like all jokes aside, like NXT Women's Division is so refreshing to see
It is.
because you just look at it and you're like, wow, these girls are really going to be here for the long haul. We're not going to be able to, unfortunately, Becky's going to get older. Charlotte's going to get older. Bailey's going to get older. We're not going to have them for the longest time. We need people to fill these spots for them down the road. And you got them, man. You got Roxanne. You got Lola Vice. You got
I,
Tiffany
I
Stratton,
mean, you can
Lyra.
think about we're watching pre-show, man. Like we're watching NXT tonight, and during the entrance, I looked at you and I was like, man, I forgot how great Fallon Henley is
Oh yeah,
in this whole
man.
tag team thing. It's like
Yeah, look, that even within that tag match too, like I see like to your point, I see Fallon Henley. I see someone who is in the same props that we give a Trick Williams, we give A lot of people, man. She's kind of built her way up. A person who isn't new to like wrestling. I don't know what her background is, but she's really good. Like her character work is really good. She's probably done the best out of a lot of women's in regards to maintaining consistent storylines, uh, week upon week, feud upon feud, and then talk about Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, dog.
Goodness gracious, man.
Like them
Metaphor
metaphor, bro. Salute to my brother Drizzy because I know he loves Lola and he loves Lash
loves.
and he loves Jakara Jackson, bro. But like they got so much swagger. Like that's not even a word that gets used that much, but like they got so much swag, bro. Like they walk in and command a presence. They look so good as a unit. Like they got the ring apparel. They look like $1,000,000. And you're seeing with them, like the biggest issue with them was always like, is the in-ring work gonna get there? And it's slowly but surely getting there. Lashes improved a whole lot from when she started, man. This is a potential like one of them tall girls that they like to have, like the Nia Jaxes. Uh, like that's someone who's gonna be another good role for her when she gets to the main roster as well. And Jakara Jackson is slowly but surely improving as well. And then salute to Maddie Ren Sinclair. You know, this is her first like character storyline that she's having. I'm not a big fan of it so far, but
Yeah.
I think she can develop just because I know what Maddie can do in the indies and how much like how funny she is and how much charisma she has. I don't think she's being displayed right. But who knows? I think we'll get to that because I think her and Fallon will be a feud at some point, and I think she'll turn on Fallon.
I think so too. I think that's where we're getting to eventually.
Yo,
Something that
Bobby,
maybe what Bobby say.
that last comment, bro.
Jay
Jay Malachi is
Malachi is
debuting on
debuting on
NXT
NXT Level Up. We might have to
this
do a special
this
edition.
Friday,
We might have to do a
dude.
special edition. We have to do a
Bro,
special edition.
are
Tune in
are
immediately
you hip
following.
to Jay Malachi,
I I know what we're talking about.
the
Shot
young OG?
the OG.
The young OG, bro, kid like 19. Yo, that boy can fly.
I'm in
Oh, I
Friday
forgot they
night.
signed him. I didn't know I didn't know. I can't say.
Maybe a little special broadcast. Who knows?
I'll live tweet it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I'll watch it if he's on it for sure. I
Uh,
mean, sorry, Rampage.
I'm excited about it. We'll be there. Not there, literally.
We'll
Not
watch
in
it.
person, but we'll be watching. We will be tuned in. NXT Women's Division, though, is outstanding. Everyone knows that. Oh, and not only that, how about this?
Brooks Jensen, nice. That's a good matchup. I know Brooks will get the
Now we're
win, but
talking. Jensen can work. We know that.
yo, Bobby, what's his name going to be if you have that?
Do you know, by the way? Also, mind you, speaking of short term shot here, we got Briggs shoving Jensen.
Yeah, man, dude, that
Funky
was
monkey.
that was really good, bro. And I'll
I
tell you
liked
why.
it.
I'll tell you why, man. Have you ever been in a situation where you got like a homie and they're messing up and you
Totally.
gotta like literally check them, bro? Check them. You know what
Push
the
him.
funniest thing is? It reminds me of 40-year-old virgin when he hits him in the nads.
Yes.
He had to do that, bro. He's
Why'd
like,
you hit
bro,
me? Yeah, I do.
cause you're being whatever that word is, bro.
You gotta let him
He
know.
reflectively did that to him. And he's like, bro, step up, dog. Like you need to really he said a line. He said there are plenty of people in that performance centers that are looking to take your spot. That was a real line,
There's a
bro.
money
That was a
line.
real line. And I really if this is the Josh Briggs, funny thing is this, I'm excited to see what the development of Brooke Jensen is going to be, and we'll see what happens. But man, Josh Briggs is really gonna be on a nice singles run. And he if he's gonna bring this aggression to him, yeah, we got something. We got something. Okay,
Dog
his name is
shot.
Javon
We got
Evans.
Javon Evans. I like the
That's a
name.
That's an okay name. I like Jay Malachi better, but I
It
know they can't.
works.
Yeah,
It
it's all
works.
right.
Like, is trademarks, man.
Trademarks, yeah.
It's a rock solid name. It's fine. Let's actually talk though about the main event of the evening. Dragunov,
Mhm.
title on the line.
Mhm.
On the line, not on the internet, but on the line against Dijakovic. And you knew I'd get confused when we put this in the topic as Briggs versus Dragunov.
My fault. Typo
But
by me.
it's Dragunov versus Dijakovic. It's been it the whole time. It was an awesome match. And I got to start with this.
Hey.
Don- Donovan Dijakovic is outstanding. Every bit of him is outstanding. We added a leather jacket. We shortened the name. That's still not good enough for me. We had a big mess up over on Retribution. That's still not enough for me. This isn't about Dijak. It's never been about Dijak. It's never been. He's always been good enough. Like, favorite NXT takeover match? Take your pick of the Dijak and Keith Lee ones. Take your pick. You don't see two dudes that size flipping around, like, what are you like? It's as good as it gets. Tonight, following what we talked about on Off the Air, immediately following Vengeance Day, Shad, what happened with Trick and Dragunov, this just felt like another formulaic. Dragunov gets the big late win, drops the big elbow, and that's no knock. I love what Dragunov can do, fighting and doing his stuff. But he was a heel in the story. And then he got another heel in Dijak, and we get the same come from behind babyface victory that we've been served on the same exact platter for 2 years now. And for a guy as talented as Dragunov, I think Dijak deserves better. Not Dragunov, but if Dijak's
Totally.
going to have a main
Totally
event
agree.
match, I think Dijak deserves better shot. Yeah, I got to get your thoughts on this one.
It's confusing, bro. Because we are throwing Dijak into a match where he's taking another loss, and he finally got a win this past weekend. And I think that's kind of been my issue with Dijak is I've seen Dijak take losses and losing feuds that he really shouldn't be losing. Like the whole Eddie Thorpe situation, I wasn't a big fan of it, man. This Joe Gacy match was incredible on Sunday. They're gonna probably run it back because he was part of the ending of it, which was very funny. He had the little stick and boxing glove and hit him. But it's one of those cases where like I feel Retribution muddied people's perception of Dijak a lot, and maybe even WWE's perception of Dijak because I feel like he hasn't been able to fully recover from it. And then he was in that T bar and Mace, and then they had the tag team. Like it is a situation where I don't know where we're going with him. I feel like he's a guy who should be on top of the card. I think he's a guy that should be possibly NXT champion. I feel he could be a viable person to get the title off of Dragunov. So it makes me a little confused on what we do with him. He took the loss. Uh, Joe Gacy, like I said, interfered. We're gonna continue that feud, which is whatever to me. I think maybe he'll probably have a crazier hardcore match. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Dragunov. I You're right. It is very telegraphed. We knew he wasn't going to lose this match. I don't think you necessarily needed the champ to be in another main event type of match right when he wrestled on Sunday. I think you could have positioned it for another storyline that didn't get a lot of time tell. You could have had a premier women's match in the main event. So it is one of those cases, but it was a really good match. I mean, these guys are going blow for blow. Ilya Dragunov is one of the best bell for bell professional wrestlers in the world. And he followed up what he which was a classic on Sunday with another strong showing. My interest came in after it, and it is with Carmelo Hayes attacking Ilya Dragunov. I'm curious to see where we go with this. We're 2 months away from staying the liver. I really want Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams to be the go. I feel like that
Yeah,
has to be the main event. Whether these guys maybe have like a solid TV match and that brings the return of Trick, I'm hoping that's the case. But after that, I don't know what Dragunov does, man. Like I don't know who we position him to feud with
that's
at
where
this
I'm on
point.
the struggle bus too, man. And like, obviously, we got great comments here too. Bobby enjoyed the match. Great match between Dragunov and Dijak. He added he'd like to see Dijak have a title run in NXT. I think the only issue between here and there, Bobby, right, and Shad broke it down perfectly, is he's lost to so many competitors along the way. We can't keep doing that
Bro,
if we're going to push Dijak, right? Like, he's just and even Coach 23 added Dijak is in storyline limbo right now, and it's the truth. I,
bro, if I'm not mistaken, he lost to Eddie Thorpe.
he lost to Eddie Thorpe.
Bro, you're not
Yeah.
winning me over when you're losing to the dude who does DMT at music festivals and say he a wrestler, bro. Like that's not good. Come on, man. Like let's be real. Like that's where. But see, this is the thing though. You have
DMT at
me.
music festivals needs to be a t-shirt.
You have me confused on what he is supposed to be because he's losing to someone who I consider low on the match card, right? Like he's not Eddie Thorpe is not some premier top guy on NXT. He is a low match card wrestler that's up and coming, and that means that Dijak maybe he's doing the favor and he's trying to build guys as they go. But that means what? Then why don't we just move him to the main roster then? Right? Like
Absolutely.
I don't know what his purpose is on NXT. He's just hanging out there. I didn't see Apollo Cruz move back up. I didn't see a lot of other people move back up. Just let him get another shake on the main roster at this point, man. Like he's just fighting the fight at this point.
100%. I couldn't agree more. I mean, even Coach 23 added Ilya was a bit heelish before his match with Trick. He needs that James Bond villain side
Hundred
now. I
percent agree with
could
that
not
comment.
agree more with that comment.
Great call
Man,
on that,
that is
23.
a great. I mean, Bond villain out of the gates. Johnny Autism Wrestling also added over on YouTube. Ilya Dragunov's, I love to call him Drag Me Off. That's funny as could be. Um, I understand the sentiment
Yeah,
as far as carrying the title is concerned. He does seem like a babyface that fights underneath, and it doesn't seem to land heelish wise. Even though I think he's capable of delivering that shot. What were you gonna say?
no, and it worked. It worked against, and we talked about it earlier. It worked versus Trick because it was a different style. It was an even playing field throughout the match. It was a blow for blow. Guys were nobody was dominating for most of the match, and they were fighting and coming back. I think he should go heel. I think he could be a killer heel. I feel like that may be the missing spark to what he does. He has heel hit tendencies, man. Like you grabbing a man and whispering in his ear, saying like some crazy stuff. Like he needs to be a madman, like and go heel at that point. Because if that's not the case, I don't know. It's just gonna be the same
Well, and to,
reoccurring
to
kind of
to your
feuds.
point, this would be my only complaint about the match in general is like we were pretty aware of the fact that Dragonov was already going over,
Hmm.
and and Dijak put in excellent work as a heel worker, essentially on the babyface side of this match, beating down Dragonov, and then takes the loss. I get that Gacy's involvement was a factor, but that's not.
It's still a loss.
It wasn't enough, and it's just too many losses for a
And
guy
he's
that
gonna
size.
lose the feud to Gacy because
It
they're
is.
gonna run it back. So
Now I gotta say that does bring us to the end of the show, and it's been a blast of a show. Me
for
and
sure.
Shad always, man. The Tuesday Night Delight and Clark Taylor. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Drizzy next week. We miss you, buddy.
Get
We'll see you
well,
soon.
Drizzy.
As always, tomorrow, daily broadcast, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, 2 in the Central time zone. That's 1 Mountain. And then 8 o'clock in the UK. That's 9 for our friends over in Hawaii. And then, most importantly, though, tune into Off the Air every week immediately following NXT. And thank you so much, everybody that tuned in. We really appreciate it. It's been a blast these last few days since Vengeance Day. And we'll keep delivering more NXT related content here. Most importantly, though, Shad, we got a birthday here.
Start it off, bro.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
dear
dear
Bobby.
Bobby. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you.
to you. Happy birthday,
Hey,
Bobby
happy birthday, big
Petito. Thank you
dog.
so much for tuning in as always. And we'll talk to you all soon. Happy 23rd. Everybody have a great Tuesday night. And we'll talk to everybody soon.
Good question, bro. Happy birthday.